Hi there, it's Jeff. Do you have some circles to make or some curved components for your joinery? Well, stick around and I'll show you how to make this quick, easy router jig to suit your laminate trimmer that can cut circles and curved components. Okay, before we start, I'm just going to go through the laminate trimmers with you. I've got a couple of Makita varieties here. This jig can be made to suit your existing trimmers, whether it be this brand or another. But there's a couple of different bases that on different models of these and older variants and so on. This is an older corded model with a clear plastic square base, and this is one of the newer type that are round with an aluminium cast one on the cordless variety. I'm going to be making mine based with this trimmer today, and because it's got that round base on the bottom, the first thing you will need to sort of do is sort this area out here, because we need to screw this to a bit of substrate. I'm just going to be using some MDF 9mm, which is going to be the base for my router jig. And this particular model comes with a square base which can be screwed out. Now, if you're not fussed, what we do need to do is to put some screws in each corner, put this onto the bottom of your router, and then this allows us to screw this router down or trimmer down to our base of the jig. So if you're not fussed, you can use this square base that comes with this trimmer in your kit and just drill a hole in each corner. But for my jig that I'm going to be doing, I didn't want to sacrifice this square base. I just want to leave it. So I actually made my own square base based on this one. And all I really did was just copy this. I put this, I made it a little bit bigger. I think this was 90 by 90. I made this 100 by 100 or 4 inches by 4. I clamped this on, copied the holes, drilled a center one, and then tipped it over, did 4 holes in, 1 in each corner. So that will mount on to the bottom of this nicely. It will just be a matter of unscrewing these, screwing this on first, and then we'll screw that, which I'll go through that step later. But you can make that to suit your own trimmer. Like I said, if it doesn't come with if your trimmer doesn't come with a round base, a square base to fit on there, then you can make your own, like what I did. And you just take off your base that's existing and just use the holes there to copy it and make one to suit. This particular older model here has a square base, and it has another layer on it that actually unscrews with 4 holes. I've taken it off just to show you, and you can basically use that to make a template to screw onto your base here, like in regards to your holes and your center. And so with this type of older one, if you do have that, you don't need to make that. You can just basically screw that straight onto your base. Happy days. So the other thing you will need is this works really well with a 6mm straight cutter. Obviously, it depends on what you're going to be doing with this curved jig, but just for cutting straight through, just use a 6mm straight cutter. I try to get the long ones if you can. So it depends on what material you're going through. Also, if it's 16 to 18mm or 3/4 sort of ply or whatever, these things tend to work pretty good. All right, so let's take you through the next step of putting all this together and drilling through your base and mounting your router bit on. The first thing I'm going to do here is to set up my combination square, and I'm marking the center of my base. In my case, I've made the width of my jig 100mm or 4 inches, so I've just divided that in 2, so it'd be around about 50mm. Draw that line right across. The next thing I'm going to do here is undo the original round base that's on my trimmer that we talked about, and I'm going to screw on the modified or the custom-made square base that I made on the bottom of the trimmer, get that ready for the next step. Okay, now what you want to do here is just get yourself a nice ruler and mark some measurements on that line. And these are just going to be some even increments. I've just done the measurements up by 20 millimeters. But that's really up to you what measurements and what holes that you want to drill here on that center line, because this is what we're doing here, preparing for those. So as I said, yeah, I've just done mine at 20 millimeters. You can do yours at whatever increments you like, but 20 mils is just a base guide. And then once I've done these marks on that center line, I'm going to use a center punch or a sharp braid to prepare that for the drilling. And I'm just using here a 1/8 drill bit, and I just clean those holes up too after that I have finished. But you can do that holes on this section here a little bit bigger if you do like, but as a start I've just done 1/8. Then next you'll need to mount the trimmer onto that base and mark the center for that hole, which I've done with a pencil from the inside. And you can do that by taking off your trimmer out of your router base. And I've used a Forstner bit here, large enough to accommodate that hole that's in the bottom of my trimmer base, just purely because they just leave a nice neat hole, the Forstner bits, rather than a spade bit. And then it's a matter of clamping down and screwing the trimmer base down to my original jig base there, as you can see. Next I'm going to be setting up the jig here to do a radius or a curve on that bit of material. I've got the 6mm cutter in there, and you just want that sticking out a few millimeters, and the idea is to drop that down after each pass, so you don't want to do it all in one go. And here I'm just using a combination square. I'm just lining that jig up right in the center of that board. I've done a center line down that board as a guide. And once I'm happy with that jig situated in the center of that board, I'll just be screwing that down using a screw. That depends on where you want to put that screw on the tightness of your radius that you're going to be doing with the jig. And then once I've done that, you can basically start to trim and use that jig, like I said, in increments, starting with about 3 millimeters. Once you do that pass, turn it off, drop that trimmer adjustment another 3 millimeters, and so on till you actually cut right through your board with your shape. As you can see, the jig leaves a nice clean square cut ready for edging too, if you like. Now the next demonstration I'm doing here with the jig is actually doing a full circle cutout. And as you can see for this, I haven't connected my dust port there with a vacuum, which I normally do, as due to having to spin this thing round and round, and it just the hose just gets a bit tangled. So I've left that off, but I have wore a dust mask, and you want to make sure that you are wearing a dust mask when you've got a lot of fine dust coming from MDF. Again, you're just going to need to repeat the process, dropping that router bit, a few millimeters at a time, just taking your time, and going round and round, just because you just can't do that all in 1 or 2 passes with a laminate trimmer. It just doesn't have the power, and you're just going to blunten your bits. So you're just dropping it a bit at a time, going round again, and I'm just using the vacuum as well in between, just to clean up all the dust so it doesn't block as well. Okay, there you go. That's a quick, easy, simple router jig for cutting out some circles, curves in your components using just your laminate trimmer with your 6mm router bit. Remember, you can use this method for your big plunge router if you wanted to do some bigger work with some heavier router bits. Remember that these adjustable holes that we've done on the jig here, they actually can be to suit your own needs or requirements or what you're going to be making, or to suit the radius of your circles and so on. It's just a guide of doing those circles, and the spacings, they can be up to you. So I hope you liked this video, and if you did, press like. Please subscribe to my channel so you can stay up to date with the latest videos coming out, and hopefully I'll see you in our next video.